Mike Vaughn of MMA Junkie here at the UFC 189 World Tour with company president Dana White. Dana, this is Toronto. What's this stop like compared to some of the others so far on this trip? What's your assessment of today?
It's been awesome, and you know, Toronto is always amazing. I mean, this place was packed all the way around, you know, tons of people. Canada, man, what do you want me to say? We love it up here. Toronto has, I was talking about this with one of the radio guys this morning. You know, when Twitter started, and I first got into Twitter, some of the most amazing Twitter experiences I ever had were in Canada, and especially Toronto. This city's awesome, the fans are awesome, the media is great. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, and you obviously made the numbers known today about the gate and whatnot. Is that pretty much what you're expecting, 7 million tickets just from all over the world?
Yeah, it went exactly the way we thought it would, and you know, this is going to be the biggest fight of the year. We had, look at it this way, you know, the first quarter was the biggest first quarter in the company's history, right? And our second quarter is looking good too. In Mexico, we're sold out in Mexico, second time selling out, and we're actually going to beat our last gate, 21,000 people there. We're going to break our own record in Mexico City. The John Jones fight is a $6 million gate, which is the 4th largest in MGM history with us doing fights there. So first quarter was the biggest ever, and the second quarter is kicking ass.
So when you say the biggest ever, do you just mean like the combination of pay-per-view buys and gate and everything?
Financially, it was the biggest first quarter in the company's history.
Sweet. So how do you assess kind of how Conor's being? Has he, you know, he said some things that maybe some people think is crossing the line a bit. Do you feel that way at all, or do you think everything?
It's a fight, man.
Yeah.
It's a fight. It's a fight, and you know, it happens. You know, lines are going to be crossed. Everything will be settled July 11th.
Yeah. And another question I want to ask you. I asked you the same question in August last year when we were in Bangalore, and I want to ask you again now. Looking back, what do you think was the more significant purchase, the WEC or Strikeforce? Because you look at everything Ronda Rousey has done, it seems like the purchase of Strikeforce alone was worth it for Ronda Rousey. Then you have Jose Aldo here and all these fighters. So, assessment. What do you still feel the same way?
How about Pride? How about the purchase of Pride?
Yeah, that too. But
I'd say they're all pretty good. Yeah. You know, if you look at purchase of Pride, I mean, some of the biggest names in the sport. WEC created an entire division, a couple divisions for us, and you know, the Strikeforce purchase, you know, the big fights that Nick Diaz was involved in, and Ronda Rousey, the greatest athlete I've ever worked with.
And final thing, you probably aren't getting updates on because you're doing this, but the Nevada Commission had a meeting today pretty much all about drug testing, and just they were in there for hours talking about the penalties and just everything. They didn't really come to any sort of resolution, it was more just to talk, but does that make you happy to hear that they're meeting and talking about what they need to do to, you know, take steps forward in drug testing and all that?
Absolutely. But let me tell you what, the Nevada State Athletic Commission is in the best shape it's been in 6 years or whatever, you know? If you think back to the Ultimate Fighter a few years ago, before they got, you know, the new guy in there, every season of the Ultimate Fighter focused on how messed up the Nevada State Athletic Commission was and how bad everything was. Now, on all these seasons of Tough, the commission doesn't even come into play. Commission isn't even talked about, isn't even an issue, and that's the way it's supposed to be. You're so good at what you're doing, nobody's even, you know, so it's in much better shape. It's getting better and better and better day by day.
And then I guess actually final thing, sorry, how happy were you that the Drew Dober result was overturned with the non-tap tap?
It would have been bad. It would have been so bad if it didn't get overturned. So unfair to that kid, who also handled it with nothing but class. And yeah, I'm really happy, and I really respect the Brazilian Athletic Commission for doing that.
Thank you so much, David.
Thanks, man. Good to see you.